days until the election, and Georgia voters, of course, will play an important role in determining who will be the next president. We are taking a look at where our state stands. We have our 11 Alive exclusive statewide presidential poll. We're joined right now by our 11 Alive political analyst, LaDawn Jones is here, and Mike Kassinger as well. Glad to have you guys both. So let's pour through the numbers. If the election for president were today and you were filling out your ballot, who would you vote for? And you can see how this shakes down. There's no shock in any of that as you take a look at those numbers. They pretty much break down the way that you would imagine or the way that you would guess as well. Let's go to the next page now. Which one of these 6 issues is the single most important issue facing the country today? Anything jump out, LaDawn or Mike?
I think you can see that the economy seems to take the first position as the most important, but if you combine national security and terrorism, which are essentially the same issue, you get 38%. That seems to be what's driving people this cycle. It's sort of fear versus optimism. Right now, fear is winning.
Absolutely. I think that, and if you include immigration numbers into that, we hear from a lot of the Trump supporters that the thing that makes them like Donald Trump is the fact that he wants wall and that he wants to limit Muslims coming into the country. And so we can see that that is playing out in the numbers that we have before us.
All right, our next one, and this goes, is your opinion of Donald Trump as stands? 21% extremely favorable, 24% favorable, 12% unfavorable, 40% extremely unfavorable, and 3% are not sure.
And we're not surprised by that. We know that there are strong opinions one way or the other. However, unfortunately, we know that people are voting against Trump or against Hillary, right? And that means they have to vote for the other candidate. I think as people get to know the other 2 candidates, Gary Johnson and Jill Stein, that we're going to start seeing a lot more of them shift that way so that they can at least say they cast a vote.
I think we're seeing proof that we have nominated, both our parties have nominated the most unpopular nominees in history.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty much the same on Hillary Clinton as well. I mean, they really are extraordinarily negative.
Absolutely. And I think that means that their campaigns are going to have to take a really concentrated effort at doing things different, right? This is not just about getting out your base. This is going to be about getting new voters. This will be about pulling other voters and preventing them from going to these third-party candidates. And also it will be interesting to see if any of the third-party candidates actually get into the debates and how that actually sways everyone's opinion.
Wow, this makes Nixon look like really the great populist of all time.
The Boy Scout campaign of lollipops and rainbows.
There is an old line, an old canard in politics that people really don't start paying attention until after Labor Day. I'm not sure that holds true in this election. I think people are paying attention this year.
I think they're paying attention. I think now that we're narrowed down to 2 major party candidates, it's going to depend a lot on if Trump continues the way that he's been, now that he has the Republican leadership telling him, hey, if you're going to be the candidate, you have to be a candidate that makes sense. And then also seeing how Hillary Clinton actually responds to the Trump that's there. Is she going to lash back at him? Is she going to stick to the issues? And does that affect one way or the other?
To your point, Jeff, I don't think people have a choice but to pay attention. For July, there hasn't been any other news other than presidential politics.
You've got the Olympics now in August.
Right, you've got the Olympics coming up, but I guarantee you will find Donald Trump on the airwaves. He was on the airwaves during the Democratic convention. So, you know, he is a news magnet for whatever reason, good or bad. He has attracted media attention. And I think it's been 260 days since Hillary Clinton held a press conference. So whatever media is available, he is sucking it up.
Mike, LaDawn, thank you. Here we go again. We can't get enough of this, can we?
A woman was arrested after